Better than good.
We're live.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Network Roundtable. We have a terrific little segment here for you today. It is the Who Are You show, and we take the softer side of business and we look at core values. And this week we're looking at quality and how it relates to business. We have a wonderful guest with us today, Ms. Zara Altair, and I have the lovely Gina Fidel with us as well. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, let's see. Am I missing anything? Shall we go straight into the questions?
Sure.
All right. Zara, who are you?
My name is Zara Altair, and I am a human being.
I see that on your lower third. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. And so I brought something to read, of course, because I find that many times other people can say things that are in your head that you have difficulty articulating. So this is a considerable speck by Robert Frost. Microscopic. A speck that would have been beneath my sight on any but a paper sheet so white set off across what I had written there, and I had idly poised my pen in air to stop it with a period of ink, when something strange about it made me think. This was no dust speck, but my breathing blown, but unmistakably a living mite, with inclinations it could call its own. It paused, as with suspicion of my pen, and then came racing wildly on again to where my manuscript was not yet dry, then paused again, and either drank or smelt with loathing, for again it turned to fly. Plainly, with an intelligence I dealt. It seemed too tiny to have room for feet, yet must have had a set of them complete to express how much it didn't want to die. It ran with terror and with cunning crept. It faltered. I could see it hesitate. Then, in the middle of the open sheet, cowered down in desperation to accept whatever I accorded it of fate. I have none of the tenderer than thou collectivistic regimenting love with which the modern world is being swept. But this poor microscopic item now, since it was nothing I knew evil of, I let it lie there till, I hope, it slept. I have a mind myself, and recognize mind when I meet with it in any guise. No one can know how glad I am to find on any sheet the least display of mind.
Wow, thank you. That's the first time that we've ever had anyone read a poem, let alone Robert Frost. And you've just backed yourself into a corner, young lady. Because now I get to ask, why does that pertain to you?
Why? Why I read the poem.
Yeah.
Is that the why?
Yep, sure.
Okay. So here we go. More. This is Zara Altair's translation of Roberto Saviano from Gomorrah, Kalishnikov. Nothing in the world, organic or synthetic, metal or chemical, has produced more deaths than the AK-47. It has killed more than the atom bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, more than HIV, more than the bubonic plague, more than malaria, more than all the attacks by Islamic fundamentalists, more than the total of all the earthquakes that have shaken the globe. An exponential amount of human flesh, impossible to even imagine. Only one advertisement at a convention came anywhere close to a convincing description. Fill a bottle with sugar by pouring the grains from a small hole in the corner of the bag. Each grain of sugar is someone killed by a Kalashnikov.
Wow.
Hmm.
When you said the earthquakes, like that really surprised
All
me.
earthquakes ever. It's all the anythings ever. It's just phenomenal.
You're
Ever,
making it hard to follow the format.
ever since I read that in Gomorrah, I started every poetry reading that I did with that quote because we all need
Amazing.
to think about that. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's horrifying, and so to go back to Robert Frost's poem, to look at every living thing, even if it's some tiny, unrecognizable, mite-like bug, and there's respect and honor. We were just talking in the green room before we started with this about courtesy, and that there is. I'm a firm believer in courtesy. I think it's very powerful.
Why?
Because it smooths the rough edges so we don't get to a Kalashnikov state.
Thank you. Your turn, Gina.
Zara, who are you?
I am a human being. I am a mom. I'm a grandmother. I'm a writer.
Why?
Why am I a mom? I think
Yeah.
that's a pretty easy one to figure out. Why am I a grandmother? That too is pretty easy to figure out. Why am I a writer? I really don't know. I've been writing since I was 5.
Why?
I don't know, as I said. I just, things come to me and it's time to write them. So it doesn't matter if it's a story or a poem or uh, thoughts about global economy. It doesn't matter. It's just, it's time to write, and that's how I work. And I don't ask why about it. I just do it.
So it sounds like a calling of sorts. Is that right?
Yes, I would say that it is.
We don't
Since-
always need to know why.
Right. No, we don't. No, we don't need to know why.
I was just going to suggest, since we're kind of already like going off format, like let's just talk real and like not stick to any kind of format, but just take the opportunity and go a little bit deeper, maybe. It seems so timely to me that we should have you on here, and you should be sort of resistant to the why question, because I was doing a lot of thinking about that over the weekend, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that it's okay if I don't know who I am, because I have fun with the joy of every new day. And if I knew exactly who I was, if I could just like pinpoint it, I think that would take a lot of the spontaneity out of life.
Well, I think it's not just the spontaneity; it's the stewardship of your energy. So the why question is, why are you bothering wasting time on why when you could be doing?
Yeah.
And being.
Oh, That's like what you and I were talking about a few weeks ago, Gina. Like we were talking about introducing the how question. Like maybe like as part of this evolution of the show, we could introduce a how. How do we do about this? It's kind of like the whole dialectic thought process thing. It looks more at like the process of how you get to a thought.
Yeah, and actually, that's what was just going through my mind about what we mean when we ask why. Because since this is a session to introduce people to other people and to kind of dig into understanding who they are and their motivations and what matters to them, then the why, when we answer it, kind of gives more of a window into our energies, our soul, what's driving us, what really matters, and how we approach our lives. So I actually learned a lot about Zara, even though we are going a little bit off, but just finding out that you would prefer to spend time being and doing rather than answering the question why tells me a huge amount about you.
Right. Well, since 1994, I have tried to overcome why questions, because especially in interpersonal relationships, you ask why did somebody do whatever they did, whether it made you happy or sad or angry or whatever. To ask why isn't the question. The question is, how does it affect you and how do you respond to it?
Oh my gosh, that's like so good. Yeah, because like that's what
you know why somebody did whatever they did, and even if you ask them, they may not know, or if they give you an answer, it may not be the real reason, so it's pointless.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to lie. My mom taught me how to lie by constantly asking me why I did something when I was little.
Why, when it comes to people, why is really not a necessary question.
And then that leads us to how, right?
Yeah, it does lead to how. And
perfect.
As I said, is how you respond to whatever it is that person said or did. I can't talk. Said or did.
Yeah, and also the other part about why.
That's what develops interpersonal relationships, and it's the same on Google Plus. I mean, this whole week we're focusing on quality. So, to look at how you deal with each individual, I know this was months ago now, but David Amerlin said, "Oh, we automatically say thanks to people," and I said, "Wait a minute. I don't automatically say thank you to anybody online. If I say thank you to someone, it's because I've read their post and I really, truly appreciate what they shared."
And sometimes, like, it's more appropriate to just argue with them, right?
It's more appropriate to what?
To argue. I don't mean argue in a bad way. I mean like in a Greek classical kind of way.
Debate.
To exchange opposing thoughts.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly. And you can still say thank you in that situation.
I'd like to go back to the thing about why, because I think it is really important to watch our whys when they're in relation to things outside of our own system. And I'm really curious about my own motivations and my own whys that are sort of self-contained. But the minute you start asking why did this happen, or why me, or all of that kind of stuff, we really have no control over those things that are outside of us. So it is really a waste of time.
Yeah, it takes action out of it. Like, why did this earthquake happen? Who cares? Go out there and apply some bandages or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, why did I get sick? Why did my business fail? Why, or maybe that was appropriate. But Yeah.
What was that? I didn't catch that. Sarah?
A waste of time and energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, you know, going there and asking that, especially like something like a natural disaster, is it's not only futile. Staying there keeps you from taking appropriate action.
Mm-hmm. And I really kind of think it's counterintuitive because when you're a mom and you hear your baby crying, like your nipples start leaking for a reason. It's instinct, like your body is prepared to take action.
Yep.
Can't think of anything more basic than that.
Yeah, I mean, a mother, offspring, that tie is so powerful. It's so powerful physically. I mean, the way your child smells, the way everything, all of it.
I really liked today's discussion.
Yeah. Well, our purpose is always just, we use the who are you and the why just to go deep in some way. And so if we can get there without that, hey, we can get there without that.
Yep.
It's just a vehicle. That's all it is.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's easier for some people to go to the heart of things than it is for other people. And some people need the prodding, and other people have a poem by Robert Frost that says just about everything, you know. So
because there's been so much introspection. I can't think about you not having, I can't think about you, Zara, like having a thought that is not fully conceptualized. Does that make sense?
Well, it does and it doesn't, because we have thoughts kind of fly through, you know, and they aren't fully conceptual. This is something that we have some curiosity about, then
Wait, that was last week. Before.
No curiosity allowed today.
You know, okay, here's a me. I always, when I was a kid, I always empathized both with the elephant's child, because the elephant's child got spanked for his satiable curiosity, and you know, always asking questions, and all the adults felt like he was bothering them. You know, how he ended up by the great green greasy Limpopo River with the crocodile, oh best beloved. So, and how he got his trunk. So, you know, I always love that story because he did ask questions, and you know, if you don't get responses to the questions from other people, then it's actually your choice whether you want to fully conceptualize a thought or not. Because some thoughts just fly through, and I think for most people we have many uncountable thoughts during a day, and we take action on only some of them. Or we may take action by saying, oh, I want to explore that further, but not today, so we set aside time in the future to work on that thought.
We put it in our Evernote on our to-do list and set the alarm if we're smart about it.
Yeah.
Capturing thoughts. Put them in a jar with little holes on the top so it can breathe. A little piece of grass and maybe some lettuce. That's how we used to capture informs.
Yes, right.
How many buggies did you guys catch like that? I just so many. I wanted to be queen of the bugs. I really thought when I was little that if I was a really, really good person, God would someday make me queen of the bugs.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I love bugs. I'm such a buggy girl.
I had a caterpillar that, you know, I fed, and then it made a chrysalis, and then, you know, it turned into a butterfly, and then, you know, I took it out to release it, and that was that was pretty miraculous. And somehow, even with the ancient cameras of the time, my dad captured a photo of the butterfly on my hand right before it flew off.
Aww.
Yeah.
You have that?
Somewhere, I don't know where. I've moved quite a bit. There's a big box out in storage that says photos.
I would love to see that someday.
Yeah. But I do remember the whole experience because, you know, it's watching the transformation happen before your very eyes, and that's pretty amazing when you're a child.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing when you're an adult and you can watch.
It is. It is.
Yourself, too.
It is. And when I had my birthday the other day, and the whole family went out. You know, we went on some little hikes and walked around up at the Columbia River Gorge, and there were all kinds of fabulous views and beautiful waterfalls and wildflowers by the trail, et cetera, et cetera. And, but one of the high points of the day was when my daughter-in-law found an inchworm because she had never seen a real inchworm before.
Aww.
I know. So she was taking all these pictures of the little guy going up and going down and going up. And then the little behind feet come and catch up, you know, and then it goes forward again. Yeah. Pretty amazing. It's, you know, it's like if we look around, there's life is so rich.
It really is. And I just want to say I converted to becoming a Jehovah's Witness a while back, and that's why I didn't catch your birthday. No, I can't believe I missed your birthday. Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Well, and I was gone, you know. I wasn't really on Google Plus at all, so.
I know, but still, you're one of my best friends, and I can't believe I missed that.
We were out having an adventure, and my granddaughter's the same, you know, one of her very first words in her vocabulary was adventure. Wow.
That's incredible.
Big deal in our family.
That's like a claim to fame.
Let's go see what's happening in the world.
Really cool. Well, ladies, shall we wrap it up? Do you think we've gone deep enough for our viewers?
Yeah, I think for this, really looking forward to Friday very much.
Good, because we're going to be talking about quality, and my sidekick, Woman Johns, I chose especially because that was the topic. And then I have one poem that I want to read, so everybody can get happy. So this one is called Skirts. All women here on this panel. This one's called Skirts. Skirts whisper of women. Young girls turn just to watch the circle flow. You see them in the grocery store in pure rapture. Skirts whisper of women. It's not just the boy at the prom. Hear the pink rustle over young thighs. Skirts whisper of higher secrets. Something in the ankle and the eye is conscious of skirts. Women cook in skirts. Women farm in skirts. Women raise children in skirts. Women drive trucks in skirts. Women dig ditches in skirts. Women weld in skirts. Women move in skirts. Skirts whisper of women. Women in skirts speak with animation, listen with focused eyes. Their hands curl through the air, following thoughts like the hem of a skirt, flowing as her body sways. Skirts whisper of higher secrets.
Is that yours?
Yep.
I love that. I really love that.
Yeah.
I love the imagery there and everything that just conjures up. Thank you.
You're welcome. This was kind of fun.
Yeah, see? It's fun.
Gina and I have a good time when we're doing this, huh, don't we?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, thank you, everybody, and we will see you Friday. And if today is any indication of the awesomeness, which I believe it is, get ready for a great show.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.